It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth a hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl show. Today, a special game because the two teams you're about to meet have won once previously. They're here today to decide who moves on in the competition to the semifinals to take on Yorktown Elementary. We have Judge Sylvania Woods and Foote vying today. Two fantastic teams, and play along. See if you can answer these same questions I'm going to be posing to these really elite science students. All right, let's get started, and we will meet the team from Judge Sylvania Woods. Justin Williams, a sixth grader. Could you wave to everybody, Justin? Nice to have you back again. They're proclaiming their school loyalty with their shirts there. Welcome also to Bolu. Hey, Bolu, good to have you back as well. And rounding out this fearsome threesome is James down there. All these students, boy, have they prepared well for this program. We have 6 categories here on Science Bowl, ranging from green things, plants, to Dateline science, science history, and science in the news. Let's get started with the green things category. We're going to give you your 9 questions first, and then your second 9 after our little interview. Here we go. Judge Woods, green things for 5 points. Be sure to remove the green tops from carrots when you get home from the supermarket, since they will continue to draw water from the carrot, which is this part of the plant, and you'll be left with a limp and dried out carrot. The part of the plant that is the carrot is this part of the plant.
What do y'all think? I say maybe the veins. That's a word, a different word for vein, for plant.
What do you think, Bolu? I was thinking like something like phloem or xylem, something similar. I'm not sure. I was thinking stem.
You're all dancing around it there. Actually, it's what's below the stem. It's what's in the ground. The carrot is the root. It's a root vegetable. It's a root vegetable. All right, let's get the 15-point question, guys. I know you can do this. In the movie Black Panther, the hero was able to get some of his superpowers by consuming a plant known botanically as one of these H-initialed plants from which we get aromatic leaves like parsley and rosemary and thyme, which are all different kinds of what H-initialed plants?
I say herbs.
Herbs.
Herbs is right. Absolutely right. Good. 25 points. I have a picture for you. I'm going to take you out to the Southern California desert and show you a Joshua tree, a strange-looking tree. And its flowers normally bloom in the spring, as most flowers do. But because of climate change, the Joshua tree's flowers are starting to bloom in the fall, which is reproductively dangerous because in the fall, what process might not be taking place as well to help get that plant fertilized?
I say photosynthesis.
I agree.
Say it again?
I say pollination.
Okay, so Justin, your call.
They're both really good answers. Photosynthesis.
You should have gone with James. Pollination is tougher in the fall because the insects that might have pollinated the plant in the spring might not be available. They might have died out, so there would be a tough time for fertilization to take place. Let's go to the zoo for 5 points. You know, Aristotle was a famous Greek, and when the birds disappeared in the winter, he thought that they either flew up into the clouds or they did this that bears do during the winter.
Hibernate.
Yeah, he knew nothing about migration. Hibernation was what he thought. Let's do 10 points. I have a little rhyme for you. I want you to rhyme a word, and I'll tell you which one. There was a movie called Dr. Dolittle, and one of the songs was, I Can Talk to the Animals. What jumping insect is the last rhyming word in the opening stanza of the song? It goes like this. If we could talk to the animals, learn their languages, maybe take an animal degree, I'd study elephant and eagle, buffalo and beagle, alligator, guinea pig, and rhyme with degree, a jumping insect. Maybe take an animal degree. I'd study elephant and eagle, buffalo and beagle, alligator, guinea pig, and
Um,
I was thinking.
you're rhyming
grasshopper.
with degree. Jumping insect is a flea, like a dog gets. All right, let's go down to 25 points in green things. Hippocampus is the scientific name for these sea creatures in which the male is well known for giving birth to the young.
I know, seahorse.
You got it right, 25 points. All right, Justin, you came through for your team. Seahorse it is. All right, let's go to the body. Bodyy Systems for 5 points. Although Atlanta Braves pitcher Charlie Morton was hit in the leg by a ground ball and had to leave the game, it was later determined he had broken this F-initialed bone in his leg.
The femur.
Yes.
We will take that because F-initialed is a leg bone, and that is in the upper leg, but the F-initialed bone in the lower leg is what he broke, the fibula, but femur is acceptable the way that question was spoken. We will give you the credit, 5 points. 15 points. COVID-19 victims who are under the age of 40 are most likely to recover these two body senses that many of them lose when they get the disease. Two senses that work together.
Taste and smell.
Yes, indeed,
I
James.
agree.
Taste and smell. Absolutely right. Excellent. 25 points. There is a new study out that says 80% of fast food items contain chemicals that are used in softening plastics, and they are thought to damage our body's endocrine system. That system is responsible for producing what H-initialed chemicals that have influences all across our body.
Hormones, maybe?
Hormones is right for 25 points. You got it, Justin. Which means you end the first round here with 140 points. Nicely done. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Great having you back again. Good luck in the second half. All right, it is now time to meet that team from Foote. Would you please say hello to their captain, Zoe? Hey, Zoe. Welcome back. Wave to everybody. Also, we welcome back her twin sister, Ruby. Hey, Ruby. Nice to have you here. And they're both sixth graders, and we have a fourth grader here, Jace. Jace, nice to have you back as well.
Hello.
Got that big smile on his face. All right, let's go to your green things questions for Foote. Here we go. Green things for 5 points. Chimpanzee expert Jane Goodall has formed a study group for up-and-coming young scientists like yourselves, and her group has a botanical name. She calls it Roots and These, another name for a plant's stem that rhymes with roots. Roots and another name for stems.
Oh, roots and shoots.
Roots and shoots it is, absolutely right. Good, just at the last second for 5 points. Let's go to 15 points, good start to the game. Green olives, which I sort of like. Green bananas, which I don't. And other green fruits go through a series of chemical processes for this to occur, which changes the skin's color and sweetens the fruit. What's that process called?
Pass it to Jace.
Ripening.
You got that right. Those plants, those fruits, and those vegetables, they ripen. Excellent. You're 2 for 2. For 25 points. I don't know if you go downtown Washington ever, but there are lots of monuments. There's the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and then there's the Jefferson Memorial. Well, it's been looking pretty bad for the past couple years. Dirty dark splotches on the Jefferson Memorial. They cleaned them recently when the scientists used lasers to break up the biofilm that caused the darkening. That gunk on the top of that memorial was a mixture of fungus, bacteria, and these most numerous of green plants, often called seaweed.
It's kelp.
Not kelp. We're looking for, that was a good answer. Algae. Algae. It was algae mixed with the fungus and with the bacteria. Good try. Let's go to the zoo for 5 points. If you're Harry Potter fans, if you've ever read the Harry Potter books, you'll recognize this character. For 5 points, since the Harry Potter character Salazar Slytherin could talk to these reptiles, a newly discovered species has been named Salazar's pit viper, which is a kind of what?
A snake.
It is a snake, yes. Slithering snake, yeah. He was a guy who was tough to love. 15 points. In 1984, a newborn baby called Baby Faye was born with a heart ailment so serious that she was given a transplanted heart, the first ever from one of these apes, one of whom, Rafiki, anointed Simba in The Lion King.
A baboon.
A baboon is correct. Absolutely right for 15 points. And for 20 points, all right, I have a picture for you. Let's have a look, Foote. Look at that fish. Fishermen off the coast of Africa were stunned to catch a sunfish, that one, that weighed over 4,400 pounds. And while whale sharks are larger, sunfish are the largest of the fish belonging to a group called Osteichthyes, a word that comes from the prefix osteo, O-S-T-E-O, meaning that these fish have these, whereas a whale shark, all sharks, don't.
Bones.
Bones is right, yes, it's a bony fish, whereas whale sharks are cartilaginous fish. Excellent answer for 25 points. You guys just continue to amaze. Let's go to Bodyy Systems for 5 points. You doing all right? You doing all right? Here we go for 5 points. Putting up your dukes, D-U-K-E-S, is another way of saying you're going to fight. You're going to fight with your what?
Your fist.
Your fists, that's right. For 15 points in Zoo Parade. In Bodyy Systems, 15 points in Bodyy Systems. Taking a picture with a camera is a lot different from the pictures you see with your eyes. A camera has but one lens, but you have two eyes, making for this kind of B, as in boy, initial kind of vision. The same name as the optical device you use to bring far objects closer.
Is it binoculars?
It is binocular vision. You got that right. What a captain you are. You're just terrific. All right, Zoe, let's go on to the 25-point question in Bodyy Systems to end this first round. How many of you have ever eaten anchovies on a pizza? Anchovies is kind of this fish. Ooh, yeah, I have the same reaction. Well, anchovies are very salty tasting fish. Boy, are they salty. They also have this U initial taste due to the monosodium glutamate used in the process, the brining process. There are 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and this U initial taste. Name it for 25 points.
What do you guys think? I don't know.
Umami was the correct answer there. Still, you had a great round, and yeah, Jason's celebrating already. 135 points sounds pretty good to him. It is pretty good. Good work, guys. We'll see you again in a couple minutes. Let's welcome back that team from Judge Sylvania Woods and find out about these great players. You might have seen them the last time they were on, and Boy, they have just dazzled with their performance. They know so much science. Let's start with Justin, the captain there. And Justin, tell us how you guys prepared for this game, because you seem to be finishing each other's thoughts.
So we kept practicing 4 days a week, sometimes 3, and we practiced talking to each other. We looked at a lot of your videos.
Wow, you're probably tired of listening and watching me, but I'm glad you did that, because you know the kinds of questions we ask. And the style of question it's different. It's not memorization, it's making associations, and you guys have mastered that real well. The last time you were on, Justin, I didn't ask you what you were thinking about as a career, I don't believe. What are you thinking about, if you are yet?
A football player, and if that don't work, a police officer. In Pacific,
Wow.
a state trooper.
Wow. Well, we'd be lucky to get you here in Maryland. Any state would. If you could play for a football team, your choice, which one would you choose?
It really wouldn't matter to me, but the Redskins.
Yeah, well, and of course they're coming up with a new name for that team, but it'd be nice to be a hometown hero here. Well, you look like a tough guy. You are a tough guy, and you've got a couple tough guy professions that you're considering. I know you're going to be successful because you do your homework. Let's meet your teammates. Let's talk to Bolu. Bolu, nice to have you back again. Bolu, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
What I do in my spare time, I mostly like watch TV, and like sometimes like when the news are on, I mostly like pay attention to like what they're saying, like what's going on, like what's going on daily, like what's happening these days.
And so much is happening, so much that affects all of us, but particularly those of you in school. You're trying to get through this pandemic, and there's so many things: wear masks, don't wear masks, take this, take that. We're all trying to figure it out. It's a giant science experiment, this whole pandemic. We're trying to see how we can get our way through it here, and you're doing the right thing. This program is all about being scientifically literate, and the best way to do that is to keep yourself open to all of this news and try to make sense of it. You're a fine young man. You're playing a good game. Keep it up. Let's talk to James. James is another one of the superstars on this team. And James, you have been so impressive here. And you told me that you like to read, and you're always trying to find the science in whatever is happening. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And someday, I was asking you before about future goals. What did you tell me?
I said that I wanted to be a doctor when I grow up.
Yeah, because I know you want to help people. Any particular kind of doctor? It's kind of soon to specialize, because a lot of things will happen to you between now and medical school. But any particular kind of doctor you had in mind?
I feel like I want to be a surgeon.
Yeah, surgeons, we put our lives in their hands. We go under anesthesia, and you have a lot of years of schooling ahead of you. But I think you're up to it. I like your work ethic, and I can tell that you're going to be good at it. All right, Judge Woods, it is time for your your last 9 questions here. Let's go to the Let's Get Physical category and ask you your 3 questions, a 5, a 15, and a 25-point question. Here's the 5-point question. If you have just baked a cake and it came out just beautiful, you are so happy with this cake, you can't reverse the baking process. You can't get back the eggs and the sugar and the milk you put into the batter, which means that baking a cake is not a physical reaction. It is this kind of reaction.
Chemical
reaction?
It is exactly right. It's a chemical reaction. For 15 points, and let's get physical. The heavenly body named Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, orbiting between Mars and Jupiter, is so big that it's now often referred to as a dwarf planet. Planet or not, it is still the largest of these bodies in our solar system that orbit between Mars and Jupiter.
What do y'all think?
I was thinking the sun.
Sun.
I'm thinking asteroid.
Maybe the sun?
Okay, so is that your final answer, Justin? Sun.
Yes.
All right, James, you did get it. It was asteroid. That's the asteroid belt right there between Mars and Jupiter. Ceres is the largest of the asteroids out there. Let's get the 25-point question. If you like to hike, you probably know this already. Hikers love moisture-wicking fabrics that help keep them cool and dry. The fabrics pull the sweat through the tiny tubes to the surface where the sweat can evaporate, so you don't have sticky clothing. This physical action has the same name as the tiniest of your blood vessels. It's known as what kind of action?
Do you guys have any ideas?
No.
No.
Have to be your blood.
Yeah, I think veins.
Evaporate. Evaporate.
It's the tiniest of your blood vessels.
I think veins.
Capillary. Capillary.
Justin, is that your final answer?
Yes.
And you are correct. It is capillary action, the tiniest of the blood vessels. All right. Yeah, it took a while to get there, but I sensed that you knew where you were going. Let's go to Potpourri for 5 points and show you a picture. I want to take you out to Hollywood, to Los Angeles. There's a television drama on right now called La Brea, L-A-B-R-E-A. It takes its name from this actual place in Los Angeles where extinct animal skeletons are still being found in a pit filled with this sticky petroleum product.
Tar.
Yes, indeed. The tar pits, as they used to say on the Flintstones. Let's go to 15 points. Good answer. This is a numerical answer. Your answer will be a number. A tiny crab that they found recently in amber, believed to be close to 90 million years old, is a true crab. Unlike false crabs, like king crabs and hermit crabs, which walk on 3 pairs of legs, true crabs walk on how many pairs? Not 3 pairs. How many pairs?
6.
Okay. I hear 6.
James said.
Anybody else?
We're going with
Yeah,
6.
6.
You're going with 6. It's actually 4. 4 pairs or 8 legs. 8 legs. 25 points. Let's get this one. We humans continue to cut down forests around the world. Some deforestation is to make room for plantations of trees like palms harvested for their oil, while other trees are cut down by people in poor countries in order to make this C initial kind of fuel that a lot of people still use in the backyard when they're having a cookout.
Charcoal.
Gold.
Charcoal.
Charcoal is correct, indeed. 25 points. Good answer. All right. Dateline. 3 more questions, guys. Stay with me. For 5 points, the best known prehistoric mammals in America are dire wolves, which were kept as pets on the TV show Game of Thrones, woolly mammoths, and these cats with long canine teeth that are the state fossil of California.
Saber-toothed tigers.
Yeah, saber-tooth.
Saber-toothed tiger is right. You got that right. Here's a quote for you. Experience never errs. It is only your judgments that err by promising themselves such as are not caused by your experiments. So said this artist and scientist, who is famed for designing the first helicopter and painting the Mona Lisa.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. I agree.
Is everybody going with Michelangelo?
Yeah.
It was, okay, actually, it's the other one that's very famous, Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was the artist and the designer of the first helicopter. Last question of the game, 25 points. Let's get this one. The watt, W-A-T-T, an electrical unit of power named after the Scottish engineer James Watt, is such a small amount of power that it is commonly expressed in this term that means 1,000 watts.
What
prefix do we put in front of watt to indicate it is 1,000 watts?
1,000.
What prefix is going to be 1,000 watts?
What do you have any idea? It has to be before a prefix.
It could be like I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might have seen this somewhere. It's called a kilowatt. Kilowatt, K-I-L-O, is a prefix that means like a kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds in the metric system. Kilowatt was your answer there. But you still end this game with 205 points. That is a great score. Let's see if it holds up, guys. Good playing. I'll see you again in a few minutes. All right, it is now time to welcome back that team from Fort Foote. What a great team they are. You've seen it already. Both teams are playing extremely well. Who will be today's winner? Still up in the air. Let's find out about our players here. Let's go first to their captain, Zoe. Zoe, you seem to have a nice calm manner about yourself and you don't get flustered, which makes you a great captain. Have you all been practicing together to get ready for this?
Yes, we have.
It certainly does show. It certainly does show. Tell me a little bit about your future, or about your present. What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I play soccer and I play basketball, and I'm in a choir, and yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness! So you're a musician, you're a scholar, you're an athlete. You're a great game show player. You're doing so much at such an early age. And someday, what are you going to do?
Someday I want to be a zoologist, maybe.
Wow. Well, you certainly know your animals. That's been demonstrated here today. I hope you have pets at home because I think you'd be a good custodian of pets. Do you have any pets?
No.
We got to get you a pet. We got to get you a pet. Let's talk to your twin sister, Ruby. Ruby, would you like to have a pet at home?
Yes.
What kind of pet would you like?
If not a dog, a turtle.
Wow. Yeah, I bet you'd be very good because you seem to have a nice patient way about you as well. Now, your sister wants to be a zoologist. What about you?
I want to be an anesthesiologist.
An anesthesiologist. So, boy, you have a very important job because to put people asleep and keep them asleep during surgery is a big, big responsibility. So you want to go to medical school someday?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're going to be successful there. You're doing a nice job here today, as always. And let's talk to Jace. Jace is a fourth grader. You'd never know it. He knows so much, and he's got so much maturity about him. Jace, tell us the Jace story. What do you do in your spare time?
I read books. Don't mind my microphone. Wait. Okay. So,
what kind of books? What kind of books do you like to read?
I love to play airplane games during my spare time, and I love to read books.
And someday, where are you headed?
I'm going to the Philippines.
So is that where your family is from, the Philippines, is it?
Well, my mom is from the Philippines.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful tropical place. Wherever you go, there or here, I know you're going to be successful. So keep up all this great work you're doing now. You started out life well.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right. Fort Foote, let's get to your last 9 questions. Let's go to Let's Get Physical for 5 points. Here it is. If you ride a bicycle, you know you've got to check the tires every once in a while. You got to add air to the tires. If you're filling up your bicycle tires with air, check that you don't go over the PSI rating for the tires, which stands for PSI.
This is Jace. It stands for pressure per square inch.
Give me another name for pressure, please. In what units do we weigh air?
Could you repeat the question?
On the side of a bicycle tire, it says PSI. It's a rating for when you're about to fill the tire with air.
I think I know it now. It's pounds per square inch.
That's what I wanted you to pull out of the area, because pressure, yeah, you were in the right neighborhood. Pound is correct. PSI, we're going to give you those 5 points. Let's get physical for 15 points. When you cook a steak, watch the chemistry happen. The steak browns as the meat's proteins combine with sugar. Cook it a little bit longer. Add some butter, and it turns a shade of brown that looks like these chewy candies that can be melted and then poured over apples as Halloween treats.
This is Jay's caramel.
That's right. You caramelize that steak. Excellent. I can salivating right now, Jace. All right, let's get to the 25-point question, and I have a picture for you. All right, twins and Jace, let's look at this picture. There is the Earth on the left to give you a sense of comparison. When an astronomer by the name of William Herschel was looking at the sky in 1781 through a telescope he had made himself, what he thought was a large star was actually a body moving across the sun. What he had discovered was this planet, not visible to the naked eye, the first ever found with a telescope. It is the smelliest of planets, too. Because of the hydrogen sulfide, it smells like farts and rotten eggs. Name that huge planet, the first one ever discovered with a telescope.
This is Jay's Uranus.
It is Uranus, absolutely right. Good answer for 25. Let's go to Potpourri. You know, sometimes a group of animals has a name, like a herd of cows or a pride of lions. Well, a group of crows is known as a murder of crows. A group of otters is called a rumor of otters. And a group of these wise birds is known as a parliament.
Yeah, it's an owl.
An owl, that's right. You have a parliament of owls. Absolutely right. For 15 points in Potpourri, an interesting question. People on the Iranian island of Hormuz actually go out and eat the soil of a mountain that they call the goddess of salt. They mix the soil with water and use it as a spice. The soil is this color, owing to the presence of a mineral known as hematite, Hematite. The hematite makes the soil what color?
We think it's brown.
Okay, I hear brown.
Yes.
Anybody else?
What do you guys think?
Correct answer here, if you recognize the prefix Hema as in hematology, which is the study of blood, the soil is red. Hema means red, so the soil is red. Good try. 25 points in Potpourri. Since a mysterious fossilized crab from the time of the dinosaurs looks like it was made from the parts of different sea creatures, it has been compared to what P, as in Paul initialed, Australian monotreme, egg-laying mammal, that looks like it is put together from different parts of other animals.
A platypus.
A platypus is right, yes. That fossilized crab is known as the platypus crab. Good answer. Dateline for 5 points. Listen to this whole question before you jump at it. Scientists have finally come up with a mathematical formula for this object that is large enough to incubate an embryo, small enough to pass out of the body, not roll away when it's laid, and strong enough to bear weight. What is that object?
Is it an egg?
It is an egg, absolutely right. Incubate an embryo, small enough to pass out of the body, not roll away when it's laid, and strong enough when mother bird sits on it. Perfect. 15 points in Dateline. The state of Minnesota may soon declare as its official state fossil one of these creatures that was once the size of a bear and is still known today as a much smaller mammal for its gnawing of trees as it goes about its damn business.
It's a beaver.
It is a beaver, that's right. Dams are its business. Last question of the game for 25 points. Tough one. Let's get it. The wife and two daughters of Drew Weissman, one of the two doctors who developed the COVID vaccines, the wife and the two daughters thought that their dad and husband had named the key genetic molecule responsible for the vaccine's effectiveness for them.
I'm going to pass it to Jace.
It's RNA.
It is RNA. And give me the letter that precedes RNA. There's another letter.
Ribonucleic acid.
We're looking for, RNA is correct, we're looking for mRNA, messenger RNA, because mom is a Mary, and the daughters are Rachel and Allison. mRNA. Of course, the girls thought that, but it wasn't actually true. Good try. You came so close. You end the game with 230 points. Will that be enough? Nice playing, guys. This was one of those nail biters. As we went through, it was so close, you could almost hear the knees knocking. People were so nervous out there, and I know the coaches were thinking, oh gosh, this is too much, I can't take it. Well, we saw exemplary play again this afternoon. Students who had played this morning, and we couldn't ask for young people who are more poised and more scientifically literate than you guys. You are great role models for a lot of students that are watching these shows and preparing for future Science Bowls. And what a great experience for all of you, because I hope you come back and play this game again and again and again. You can do it right on through the 8th grade. Hopefully I'll still be around, or someone else will be here to do that, because I think it's just a great opportunity for you. Hopefully it's a souvenir experience. Our final tally today, and of course everyone is a winner for making it this far in the competition. Judge Sylvania Woods, 205. Fort Foote, 230. Fort Foote, congratulations to you. Miss Escasinas, and our principal down there, Dr. Daniel. Our alternates are James and Alayla and Michaela. All of you, let's give them a nice round of applause. Fort Foote has never made it this far in our competition. They're just remarkable young people here. Congratulations to Jace and Zoe and Ruby. And congratulations too to Judge Woods. I don't want to see anybody leave. I want to take you all as permanent Science Bowl players. Justin and Bolu and James, you're remarkable, and I want you to promise me you're going to come back and play this game again, because we got some future winners here. All of you are going to be, you're all going to be great someday, but you're great today. You're also great today. We want to thank our coaches, Dr. Buns, Mrs. Fenwick, Dr. Daniel, Miss Escasinas, and all the alternates that played this game today and trained with everybody, because it's a team effort, isn't it? It's a team effort. All right. See you all next time on Science Bowl. Thank you all for watching out there. Tune in again and play our game. Bye-bye, everyone.